You're going to want to make sure you have people in there that are taking it as serious as you are, because you're going to feel like they're not, and that's going to make you really upset, and it's going to start that little fire that I was telling you about earlier, to where it's not so much self-enrichment or narcissism or proving to the rest of the people that I can do this. It's about making sure that people are held accountable for the mess they're making. And political candor is the fact that I can sit here and smile and tell you guys this without ripping that sign down and that wall down and flipping the bed up and yanking. Welcome to another episode of On the Issues. Today, episode, we're going to talk about political candor. And just to scope that down a little more, to try to put a context what I'm saying, is the way the candidates hold themselves as they're running for office, and what you guys can maybe look for in candidates to kind of find out if they have an underlining agenda, or what their intent is, or why they are actually running for office. What I've noticed in politics over my life, and this is one of the main reasons I never got into politics, is that all the candidates, anybody that kind of really seeks power, is sort of a psychopath. And their only true motive for seeking power is not good, so the intent can never really be good, because it seems like the only reason would be for self-enrichment, fame, all these narcissistic things that never had any interest to me. Which is why I swayed away. This is why I never really engaged in it, and I didn't like it very much. It kind of made me sick, and I wanted to have nothing to do with it. Plus, I felt like I had no real voice anyway. I always felt like the elections were pre-decided, and that the mechanisms of power made sure that only the people that they supported would get in. Fine, whatever. I went about my own way. I didn't want to be involved in any of it. I thought it didn't matter. I'm just one person. There's people up there that know more than me dealing with these things. Right. So that's how I felt. I felt like I needed to just go make money, take care of myself, make sure that I had some kind of structure and things in place to take care of my family and make sure that I would be okay moving forward. I don't have children, so this should have been very easy. Pay off the house, make sure my wife's okay. Make sure my family around me is okay. If I do have children, make sure that I'm set up to be able to deal with them. Now, that was incorrect, and it was way worse off than I thought. Come to find out, I was right about a few things. I was right about the type of people looking to get into office. The problem is they will do anything to get there. They are the people that were picked on and kicked around and couldn't take it anymore in school, who told everyone with a deep vendetta inside that they are going to rise to power and take over the world and punish everyone for their treatment that they received as a child. I know, because I feel somewhat like this after getting kicked around by the state. I have this energy inside of me that I think about every day that builds up, that wants to fuel a type of revenge against all of the people and the mechanisms of the state that have suppressed and killed and impoverished so many of my friends, family, and myself. However, I understand that it's not a person or even a small group of people that we are up against. It's an ideology and a cult of climate activists and other bureaucrats trying to make their lives relevant, and when they are so much relevant. They're actually the same type of people, but they look to other people to bring them up on a plateau so they can, for some reason, look down on you. This is deep embedded programming that goes back to when you were a child, the TV, the characters, it's all embedded very deep into Americans. They are gatekeepers. This is done to keep you thinking inside of the box. If you have to be a millionaire to run for office to change things, then only millionaires can run for office and change things. So they've trained you to believe that the people with the most money and support are the only candidates that you can vote for. They're the only real candidates. They're the only ones that have a real chance. The reason is because the people telling you that are looking to get paid. They want to be paid for telling you who to vote for. So the only real candidates in their minds are the ones that can pay them for promotion. You should think about this when you're voting. It's all common sense. The problem is a lot of these people think you're stupid. And instead of explaining things out to you the way I am, because I'm the realest politician you'll find, I'm not afraid of if you guys like me or not, or what you think. I have the same defense for everything. My debates will be very successful on my end because I stay in the scope and argument of what I am being hired to do. If you sway outside of that scope and argument, that's where you run into trouble. I don't care. Nobody should care what my sex is. Nobody should care about any of that. They should care only about my views on the issues and how I want to address them, how I'm going to do it within my scope, how I'm going to be transparent and efficient about it. These are the things that you guys should be focusing on, nothing else. You see what I'm saying? If I can't articulate something to you, or if I have a hard time explaining what I'm doing, there's a good chance I'm full of crap. Okay? So keep that in mind. I'll either say these words, I don't know, I don't understand. I'm going to get some advisors to put it into context for me, and I will reach out to the public and see what you guys think of it once I understand what's going on. You will hear that from me. Or you will hear me say, there's dragons outside of the gate, and if I tell you, the dragons will eat you. There's a chance I'm full of crap, but you never know. But I'll be transparent. I have really no reason to not be. The reason I'm doing this job is to correct the broken system, not for fame, wealth, or your approval, or even your candor towards me. If you guys want to be mad at me for coming in and stating the things I state and trying to fix the mechanisms of government, then I don't know what to tell you. You're mad at the guy who's trying to fix the mechanisms of government. That is my goal. Now, I can't go too deep into what I want to do because you're going to get these puppets getting up here and repeating what I'm saying because it sounds good. Why does it sound good? Because it's true and it's the right thing that needs to be done. But they're all going to say that once they start to realize that people are going my direction. So they'll use their fake polls and their fake reach, their robots and everything else they have at their disposal to try to suppress my voice and convince you guys that they only have certain candidates that you can vote for, again, because they're paid to do it. An interesting thing I watched was an interview with Bill Maher and another talk show host, Patrick Bet David, that's who it was. And Bill Maher basically told him that he's an actor and that it's a show and that he is not informed of the news or any of the other topics that he works so hard to convince the American people that he is on top of and that his opinion has merit. However, it does not. So, you must be careful on whose opinions and whose influence that you give merit to. You should check everybody out or you will look dumb. They are literally set up to find out who is too dumb to figure out what's going on and who is paying attention. And if you're paying attention, you'll start to notice that you get attacked. As you're starting to get attacked, you'll start to think, am I crazy or am I being attacked? Then you'll realize that you are being attacked and that they're trying to make you feel like you're crazy, and this will make you mad and therefore sound crazy when you try to explain what's happening to you. This is being done by design. None of the other candidates are going to tell you this. Why? Because they are trying to be self-enriched. Most people that know what I know would never run against the machine. But we have the U.S. military, and I have faith in the chain of command. I believe they're protecting us. I believe unless Americans like myself stand up and tell them, no, we're not going to do what you say. I am a real candidate. Your fake polls, your fake news, and your donors will not flourish. They will not succeed on trying to defeat me. That is the message that I send. That is what we need. I would like if other people like myself ran for other positions in the state because it will make it easier for me to open my cans up to correct the candor of the rest of the government of our state. Yes, it will make it much easier for me to correct their candor if I have other like-minded patriots working with me side by side inside the levers of government to correct the current system. That is a great goal for all of us as Washingtonians, and we should praise that. And I think that my argument has a lot of merit why all the Democrats should vote for me too, because whether you like the fact that I'm a Trump Republican or not, you have to admit Donald Trump's policies are effective, they are good, and you guys wouldn't be mad at Reaganomics or Kennedy Republic or Democrats or any other president associated with a party. That would not offend you. The reason it offends you when you hear Donald Trump is because you have a sort of cognitive dissonance because you're tired of hearing it, you're tired of the energy around it, you're tired of it feeling like the entire country is circling the bowl. That's what it feels like, country circling the bowl, and you're just riding it around the circle, and then you have to ask yourself, well, what am I riding? I'm being funny. The country's fine. The country will prevail. The country will prevail. We have some banks we have to deal with and over-regulations. The banks control the government, okay? It makes sense. If you've got all these people that are willing to do what they do for financial reasons, self-enrichment, or money, it makes sense that the banks are in control. Now, when I say banks, I don't mean the bank up the road, your local credit union with the girls working in there, or whoever. I'm talking about the central banks, the big banks, the ones that control loans, things like that. There are certain laws and legislations in place that need to be slashed and destroyed. I will go into better detail on them at a later time. Right now, I do not want to give the other candidates anything to talk about because I have a funny feeling they don't have anything to talk about because none of them are aware of the current situation of the state or what it's going to take to correct it. However, I am. But I'm sure their handlers are trying to get ahead of it and trying to get the right talking points into their faces, and I'm sure that they only care about what their optics look like. I do not care about optics. You can think I look like crap, you can think I'm unprofessional, you can think I'm not prepared, you can think all of these things. However, once you do your research into me, I think you will find that I am the right person for the job, undisputedly, and you will actually probably laugh once you find out all I've been through, and then the fact that you see who's running against me and think that they actually have a chance. Then you'll have to ask yourself, why are they suppressing him and why aren't we hearing about him? Then it'll all click. And you're going to be like, oh, because if he gets elected, he's going to kick the crap out of them for our best interest. They clearly don't want that. And they definitely don't want me turning the lights on to show all you guys all the things that I know. They do not want you to see how they've been running things from the perspective that I see it from. That would be bad. I'm not a super genius. I am, however, able to observe. I'm able to articulate and tell you guys what I see. Therefore, I am going to do my best to sell you guys on the fact that it's really screwed up. Big surprise. You shocked? I'm not shocked. Are you shocked? It's all screwed up? That's weird. They're mismanaging the money? Oh, that's odd. Diversity hiring isn't the problem, by the way. The diversity hiring stuff, that's not the problem. It's not. Trust me, I'll show you some stuff for Washington State. The biggest racists in the world work inside Washington State. Now, I couldn't just come out and say that the Department of License is racist, and I have proof that they have racist people there that politically profile people, look at their driver's license, and then talk about them amongst themselves while they eat unlawful drugs at work. That's the Department of Licensing. I have proof of that. I have documentation that shows that. I have public records where they admit it. I have whistleblowers coming out stating that they were racially profiled, that they watched citizens be racially profiled, that the people behind the scenes would make nicknames for people, get on their Facebook, use their driver's license information that was supposed to be secure to hunt them down, track them, and harass them individually. I have the agents' names that did that. Okay? When you guys see what they're doing behind the scenes, it's going to be like you own a restaurant and you just came back and found them all like peeing in your sauce and doing all this crap. You're going to be mad. You're going to want them held accountable, and you're going to want to make sure you have people in there that are taking it as serious as you are, because you're going to feel like they're not, and that's going to make you really upset. And it's going to start that little fire that I was telling you about earlier, to where it's not so much self-enrichment or narcissism or or proving to the rest of the people that I can do this. It's about making sure that people are held accountable for the mess they're making. And political candor is the fact that I can sit here and smile and tell you guys this without ripping that sign down and that wall down and flipping the bed up and yanking the lights down out of the roof, because that's what I want to do. When I figure out what these people have done. And I think that's what you're going to want to do too. In fact, right now, you're starting to get so mad, I think the camera's even blurry. So, maybe we should end the video before the deep state just cuts off our comms. That last part was kind of a joke. But when you want to start getting into the way they were spying on you and going into your emails and stuff like that, yeah, you'll find out that it was a very large scope of people that were able to do that, and the people invading your privacy might have been a couple doors down working for a state agency like CPS. They don't have to look through the blinds anymore and be nosy. Now they can just hack into your stuff or be given permission. Wait till we get into the drive system. Oh, you guys thought I forgot about it? You guys didn't think I knew? Why did you guys fire all your public records people when you found out they gave me documents one day past the request date? You had to fire people and launch an investigation into that. The Department of Licensing did. The things I'm saying, guys, have merit. I have the receipts for this. They know I do. They'd take me down and tell everyone I was lying if I didn't, but I do. And I filed them on Thurston County Court during it, didn't I? Yep. And you guys can't steal those records, can you? You guys starting to wake up to it? You guys starting to see what I did? You guys starting to see the fires that I started when you plant those seeds, they grow into trees? Now I got you, the American people, behind me, and they did the same thing to you. Just to let you know, I'm the tip of the spear. I pierced them. I'm watching them bleed right now. I got you guys to come behind me and put your foot right on me and just push me right through. And then we're going to fix the whole system. We're taking it down. Don't listen to the noise. None of the other ones that are elected now or think that they know can stop the governor. And once I'm in there, they're not going to be able to influence me to do anything but possibly not charge them with crimes. But losing their jobs, least of their problems. This election, Donald Trump says, might be the most important in history. I say it definitely is. What you're dealing with now is a rogue attorney general and a rogue governor that may or may not have been wheeled in by the JAG courts already. I don't know, because I'm only privy to certain information and some facts might be sealed. I know gates went up around our capital after 2020, and that seemed to be the only state that had gates up and military activated. They shot missiles at Air Force One, said it was a helicopter. Okay. Yeah. Now, what their plan is they know Trump's going to win. So they're going to need a governor in this state that can deny the orders when it comes to deportation. There's a couple reasons for this. If they enact the National Guard to say basically, no, this is sanctuary cities, we're not allowing the federal government to deport anybody, what you're going to get there is that's your pushback, that's your civil war. That's going to be the first step for them to be able to try and shatter our union. And what that means is they'll want to secede the states so that there's no longer the United States of America and that they break up. And then they can have like a West Coast state that acts like more of a communist nation. This is how it happens. Pay attention to what I'm telling you, because I'm the fail-safe to stop all this in our state. All right? I'm serious about that too, because if I win, I'm not going to enact the National Guard. Plus, we're a border state. So what happens when they open that border up in Canada and just let everybody in and then refuse to deport them and fight the federal government? Who pays for that? The people at top that are trying to avoid accountability? Not for a long time, but you're going to pay for it the whole time. So, do you allow all the other people to make the kind of noise they need you to make in order to stop me from getting elected to save you? Let that sink in. Play the tape back. Right now, the date is April 6th of 2024. You guys are just now watching this probably The voter pamphlets probably just came out. You guys found me, the Trump Republican. You clicked on it. You found my YouTube videos. Hopefully you're binge watching them all so you guys understand that I have the competency, the coherence to run the state, lead us through this dark time. And I hope you found this video to understand what my resolve is. Way back here in April, before all the things that have happened, which I know is a lot since then. How do I know a lot's happened? Because I understand panic. And I understand what happens when their ability to communicate, control is challenged. And we're challenging it. We're challenging it and we're going to win. MAGA. Yes, MAGA. Look for the MAGAs, but more importantly, look for the Trump Republicans. Look for me. Look for independent people that have your best interest, that grew up here, that you don't have to go very far outside to throw a rock, and you can hit someone that knows me from the streets. And then go look at all those court cases and all those documents I filed. Why did I file them? To show you, not to show them, not to show them, to show you what they're doing, so you can have that outrage. It's a torta outrage, all of it. Class action lawsuits work. We'll wipe the board with any of them. None of them that work there now will be able to maintain their ability to control or stabilize any of the past actions done to any of you. It will all be corrected. It will all be right in the end. So, I'm hoping that you guys can hold your candor and keep things together, because I have a feeling they're going to throw a whole lot at us before we can just go through and have a nice, free and fair election. You'll see the more they try to make sure that the media bias, the suppression, the facts don't reach you, the more they try to suppress me, the higher I will rise. Why? Because we are in the machine. Thank you for watching the videos today. Please like and subscribe if you'd like more content.